Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
We're not doctors, therapists, trained professionals of any kind, so if you feel you do need help, please reach out and get the help you need. We have a whole list of things on our files page over on Facebook at facebook.com/crazylifepodcast, and or just search on the internet for the suicide prevention hotline number, or go to NAMI.org or whatever resource you can find. But just please reach out for help if you need it. If you feel as though you're going to harm yourself or others, definitely reach out. And try not to be alone. Also, if you feel that way and you realize that you're writing a note or making plans of how you would do, like harm yourself or others, definitely reach out. That's a huge red flag. And lastly, please do not replace the idea of therapy with listening to this show. Again, if you need help, please reach out and get the help that you need, or contact us. We can try to help you find the help that you need.
Life sucks to the last drop. Are you gonna blow your head off? Take good aim and don't forget to duck. Life sucks every Monday and all the way to Sunday, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't care how you're doing, what's up or how's it hanging. I'd like to buy this world one last drink. Life sucks all of the time, so stick it up your sunshine, and then you'll see the clouds every day. And then you'll see the clouds every day. And then you'll see the clouds every day.
Welcome to The Crazy Life, everyone. My name's Jen. I am your hostess for the evening, and with me, as always, we have Brian and, oh, no Henno tonight. But Henno is out doing something incredibly important. He is getting his vaccination. Yay! So, for those who aren't getting their vaccinations out there for various reasons, I respect your decision, but I'm still going to cheer anyone who does get their vaccination. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That's kind of my PSA.
Yeah. I get my next one next Saturday. So,
awesome.
Yep. So my mom and Jim get theirs on Friday. I get mine Saturday, and then everybody in the house is full up vaccinated for now. Who knows whether we'll have to, get another one down the road. That'll be TBD,
Exactly. But the numbers are in, and there's an increasingly large number of people not getting their second vaccination. So, get them both if both are required.
Yes.
If you get the Johnson & Johnson, you only get the one.
Yeah.
But get them both. Go through the paces. For those of you out there who are Grease 2 fans, do it for your country, for the red, white, and blue. Just do it. Nike says it best. There you go. I'm going to throw all the catchphrases out there in the world.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can, please do it. So, enough about that, at least for the moment.
Yep.
I guess, you know what? I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to go first since I seem to be talkative tonight.
Well, it also makes sense because we're recording a little later than normal. So while you have the energy, you got to, because as the show goes on, your energy will probably wane. So it's smarter to where I can just bump my gums then, and then you can just have a nap or whatever while I'm talking. So
Please don't snore. Please don't snore.
Yeah.
Please don't snore. All right, well, so a couple of big things has happened over this week. The first of which, I went to Atlanta to go visit a good friend of mine that I met through the interwebs. And this was the first time I got a chance to meet him in person, which was completely awesome. And I went with a good friend of mine and her children, who's also a listener. So, hey, a little shout out for you without giving your name.
Right.
But it was really awesome spending the time with them, getting to know the kids who are not really kids much better.
Yeah.
And playing a bunch of games with them, going to the zoo, feeding elephants, feeding giraffes. So much fun. I don't know. I didn't send you that picture, did I, Brian? Of me feeding the elephant?
No, I don't think so.
I need to send that to you. It was pretty darn cool.
Okay.
It was, I was literally an arm's length away from an elephant, and he was taking lettuce out of my hand.
Oh, nice. I didn't know they ate lettuce.
Yep.
Okay.
Lettuce, carrots, cucumbers.
No, I've seen them eat other stuff. I just didn't know they ate lettuce. It's not like I pay attention to it or study it. So, I didn't, and it's not like I didn't assume all they eat peanuts. I know they're herbivores, but still,
When it was fancy lettuce too, it was romaine.
Oh.
No simple head lettuce for this guy.
Wow.
Or gal. I should say her name is Kelly. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my new friend Kelly.
Right.
Because I had food, and food equals friendship.
Sure.
Duh.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. That's essentially why my cat's friends with me, so it makes sense.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm friends with most people I hang out with.
Yeah.
Food.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. So, but I joke, of course. But it was fun. It was really a wonderful trip. A little bit of anxiety with the whole travel portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone else does this, but in my head, as I'm packing, I'm convinced I'm going to leave something behind.
Yeah.
Once I get packed and I get into the car, I'm convinced I'm leaving something behind.
Like socks.
I get to the airport, and it's like socks.
Like me. I
get to the airport, I get all my stuff out, and then instantly it switches to I'm leaving something behind to I'm going to get stopped by the airport security for some ungodly reason. I'm going to miss my flight.
Right.
So then I'm going through, I'm going to miss my flight. 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 I am 3 freaking hours early. I'm still going to miss my flight.
Boy, that'd be a heck of a, you'd have to have something pretty serious on you, I think, to be detained for 3 hours, but.
I know, right? And the worst thing I have carry on me when I'm going on a plane is a lighter.
Yeah.
And usually it's a mini lighter. Because I don't really even want to. So I'm under the 3 ounces. Granted, it's flammable.
Hold on. I was going to say, they let you carry on a lighter?
Shh.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what?
They buy cigarettes, so they kind of just let it slide through.
Ah, okay. Well, I was just wondering because, it's just interesting.
They're not really loud.
Yeah.
But
right.
if I get caught with a lighter in my bag, then I just let them throw it away and just claim innocence. Like, oh, I didn't realize it was still in there. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's just, you can't buy a lighter at an airport, obvious reasons.
What? Really?
It's a shocker.
Yeah.
So you're stuck trying to find a lighter when you get off the airplane that you haven't smoked in like 3-4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to find the freaking lighter, and it's
man. I'll tell you what would it'd be funny if they had, because how the airport, like, essentially they have it like coming and going kind of thing. If they had it to where it was blocked off to where it was people who just arrived, like you couldn't get into the rest of the airport, you couldn't whatever. Man, it would be so funny to put like lighters and sell them for like
$10, $15, because I bet you would still sell those lighters.
I'm sure you would, because I would pay that coming off an airplane.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a lighter to be able to smoke right away.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, it would literally be like, you know, when they have an ATM in the nudie bars, you know, they have a ridiculous surcharge on those things, because if you leave, you can't come back in generally. So you'd have to pay cover again. So that'd be crazy.
And I will say, you know, shout out to my friend. She was really awesome about understanding about my smoking.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get any lectures, didn't get any, you know, anything like that.
Yeah.
And she actually even would, you know, stop and wait while I had to go have a cigarette and stuff. So, I try to be as considerate as I possibly can, but yeah, so she was really awesome about making accommodations for that.
Right.
For my bad habits. So, but it was really cool. And my friend lived up to the hype. He was absolute gentleman and just a completely cool dude. Played games with us Friday night. And then, like I said, took us to the zoo on Sunday and to the aquarium afterwards. And then we all went out to dinner and still played games. And it was just a really awesome time.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Mm-hmm.
So out of curiosity, what was it like on the plane? Like, was it fairly full, or was it still kind of spaced out? How were they?
We flew Delta, which Delta doesn't fill this middle seat unless you're together.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Delta was still doing that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know most other airlines, I think, have started selling the middle seat again. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know how much longer Delta's doing it, but for our flight, they did that. The way down, I had nobody in my row, and the way back, I had one person, but they were in the window seat, and I'm in the aisle.
Oh, okay. So there was a little space at least. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, but biggest pet peeve makes the top 10 list right now, folks. This was a big one. If you are getting on or getting off anything, a bus, a train, an airplane, you file out. You let the people in front of you go. You don't rush to the exits. This is common courtesy. When the plane, train, or bus stops, you don't rush to the front. I don't care who the hell you are and how bad, unless you're about to poop yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, there are reasons. Yeah.
Sit your butt back down. Yeah. And if that is the case, it better be like one person.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well, you'd hope not anyway, unless they serve some bad food on that flight.
Those are some really bad cheesy things. I don't know. But, I was so furious. I pushed someone out of the way, grabbed my bag, and walked.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I pretty much hip checked in my way into the aisle and went with it. Yeah. Because I was so furious. And my friend said that they would meet me out of they were gonna wait. They'd meet me out there.
Yeah.
I'm not taking this.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying though, because it's just the simplest way is, you know, to do it row by row and everyone get off the plane, you know.
Left side, right side.
Yeah.
Left side, right side. Yeah. Everybody goes in line. It's nice and easy.
It's the same as, you know, a bus or, you know, anything like that. Yeah.
On the way down, it wasn't so bad. On the way back, it was awful.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I'm not going to profile anybody and, you know, and or make any assumptions of race, ethnicity, or anything like that. Just people in general, because we all fall under the same title.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because, you know, at that point, it's like everybody wants off the plane, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like you're not special. Everybody wants off the plane. Nobody wants to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. So, all right. I'll kick the soapbox aside now. All right. So, work's going good. I am learning a ton. I'm getting to the point that I'm starting to do stuff on my own, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I already made one improvement that I presented, was accepted, and went into action. So I only cut like about 15 minutes out of my day, but that's 15 minutes more I get back. So
Yeah.
every little bit counts.
Yep.
So yeah, so that was my first little thing that I did, which was awesome. And then and my boss is really happy with me. Although she did say I'm dumb like a fox, which was interesting.
It could be. That's an interesting thing to say. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to say. I kind of wonder if there was a joke on Family Guy where they did some or some cartoon. Maybe it was Simpsons actually. I think it was The Simpsons, the more I think about it, that it was like Homer did something and somebody said, called him something and he goes, yeah, whatever, like a fox, and it just, so maybe that's what she's referencing, or I don't know.
No, she was meaning that I'm really smart, but I play dumb.
Oh, okay, I see. All right.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I was, I made the comment before that, and so it was appropriate for the conversation we were having.
Yeah. Okay.
So she was not in any way insulting me.
Right,
just
right.
Letting everyone know. She was complimenting me, I promise. But because I was saying, that I sometimes come across as naive, but in actuality, I'm usually pretty with it. And she's like, yeah, you're dumb like a fox. I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
So we're getting along great, which is wonderful.
Mm.
And and I'm learning an absolute ton about just refreshing myself on some old stuff that I used to do, and yeah, it's been good. So the number of hours of work are starting to creep up. So I'm going to definitely have to keep an eye on the work-life balance, for sure.
Yeah.
But I knew that going in. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then lastly, today was my first therapy visit.
Yay.
So, yeah. So my first ever, which may be a surprise to some because I've been doing this show for almost 6 years, or over 6 years by now. But and even though I've been going to a psychiatrist for almost 10 years, it's just, I never thought that talk therapy would be the way I should go.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things happening in life that I need a little extra help with. And my psychiatrist has been extra pushy about me going. So
it's because he's a good doctor. Yeah.
I'm like, fine, I'll go.
Yeah.
So I made my appointment. I went today. The person is really awesome that I'm talking with. They had me in tears, which is a good thing. Very therapeutic. Got me talking in ways that I don't normally. I'm much more matter of fact about a lot of the things I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of touched into the emotional side of the things I've been through.
Yeah.
Which was cool. And I'm sure that there's stuff there that we need to unpack and we need to go through. Okay, I say we. I need to unpack and I need to go through.
Well, they're there. They are there to help you. Yeah. So.
As they put it, they're the passenger, I'm the driver.
Yeah.
So as we're going along, they may make some recommendations like, don't you think you should take a left here? Okay, we'll continue going straight. No problem. Let's see where this leads us. I really recommend you take a right. No, I think you should right. No, all right. We won't go right. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're definitely the passenger and I'm the driver, and the outcome is going to be what I put the effort into. So,
Yeah.
So I know I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and it's definitely going to be a long journey. How long? We'll have to see what the government and the health insurance company feel is long enough, but
Yeah.
hopefully they're in alignment with me and my therapist.
Right.
Hopefully we're all aligned on that, but
Mhm.
we'll find out.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think anything else. That's about it. Yeah, so that's been my week. How about you?
It's been a pretty boring week for me, honestly. I've had to reschedule different appointments of mine, like my testosterone injections. I've kind of put off for a few weeks because the area we lived in has been kind of a real hot spot for COVID. So I called the other day and said, hey, I'd really like to wait until after I get my second vaccination before I come up there. Also, the way it would have fallen would have been like in the event that I had side effects, I would have it would have been like a couple days after that I would have had to go up there. So I was like, well, this way I'll just give myself some space. That way, if I do have a few days of side effects or anything like that, I'm not having to call last minute to reschedule or something. So, and they're great about that. So it was, no big deal on that. And it stinks though. I got a tooth. I've talked about it on here. The one I was that they told me I need a crown for, and I've explained to them how crowns are expensive and I'm broke, so that's not going to happen. And anyway, because the tooth is got a lot of decay in it, and it had a little chip out of it. That chip is now kind of chipped a couple more times. So it's like, yeah, this is going to be a problem soon, probably, because it's not hurting, but I get a little discomfort around it occasionally now. So it's like I'd really rather deal with this before it becomes a full-on toothache, kind of situation, or just gets worse. So I called my dentist the other day. I was on the phone for half an hour. It kept telling me there was only one call ahead of me. Half an hour and nothing. Just kept getting told there's one caller ahead of you. And then after half an hour, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I believe this. I feel like this is somehow just they don't want to answer the phone, because I can't imagine what would take that long on the phone, unless maybe they're doing some business or something like that. But so whatever. So I call back the next day, same thing. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking I just am going to go up to the office and, as I've talked before, just go make a nuisance of myself until I get what I need. Because it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they're doing something there that's not allowing people to get through, or there's something wrong with their phone, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm, like I said, I want to get it dealt with. So I'm going to go do that probably this week. So, yeah.
Do you have coverage?
Yeah, I do, because I found, I have dental, but it's, it's preventative dental, basically. But
right.
It will also cover, like tooth removal and stuff like that. So, and I know they don't want to remove the tooth for whatever reason, but it's still the idea that it's like, hey, I can't afford a crown, and it's going to crumble in my mouth otherwise.
Yeah, we have no other choices here.
Yeah, it's like, so at this point, there's only one option, and that's pull the tooth. And it's like, I would just rather have it out of the way. Plus, at least I'll say this, one thing that's nice at least is this time when it cracked a little bit, it had a sharp edge before. The sharp edge is gone now. So at least I'm not cutting the inside of my mouth or my tongue on it all the time.
Right.
But now I'm afraid to chew over on that side, because I don't know how strong or fragile it is. So I've been careful to chew on the other side now, So it's like, I just, anyway, it's just annoying. So whatever, I'll get it dealt with. But, so there's that. And, I saw on Instagram an advertisement for these things called Calmer. And for anyone who's new to the show, I've talked on here before about how I have misophonia, which means that basically certain sounds hurt my ears, and my reaction to it is not just like, ooh, that hurts. It's literally like it causes me great pain. Or like if I hear somebody eating and they're smacking their lips or just chewing really loudly, crunching, that kind of stuff, I get angry. Like I can't help it. It's like an immediate rage reaction to it. And basically, like my ears don't filter things that other people's ears filter. That's why most people can sit by somebody who's a loud eater and it may not bother them that badly. With me, I want to strangle the person. Like, I have to get up and leave. So anyways, these things are they're basically like little earplug type things. And you put them in your ears, and it's so crazy to have them in, because what they do is they help reduce the sharpness of sound. Now, the crazy part is with these things in, they have like a channel in them. So you can still, like, you can hear everything fine. Like, it doesn't dull down as far as, like, if someone's talking to you, I can still hear them great. But certain noises that are on the higher end of things, it kind of dulls it a little bit so that it's not as painful. And they originally developed them for people that have, I forgot the term for it, but it's when you're, like, how some people that are autistic have real issues with loud sounds. Or repetitive sounds. That's what they were originally developed for. And anyway, but on their website, they've said that there's been people and I've read in some of the reviews, people who were like, hey, I have misophonia and these things work amazing. So I got a pair and I've worn them a couple days and different stuff, and they seem to make a difference. I haven't worn them a lot, so I don't know for sure how well they'll work, but the only thing that stinks about them is when you have them in, it's like, when you put in earbuds, but you're not listening to anything, how it's like sticking your fingers in your ears. Mm-hmm. So your voice sounds different in your own head now. So that's the biggest weirdness of it, is when I talk, I actually am talking louder now because I can't hear myself as well.
Gotcha.
But other than that, they were comfortable to wear. And they were only like $30, so it wasn't like it was anything stupid. But like I said, after reading some of the reviews and stuff, I'm like, if these work, it's worth every cent. Because I have such an issue with some people when they're eating that it makes it really hard for me to even be in the same room. Or like if I have to eat with somebody in a car. I have to have the radio on, and that doesn't even usually help that much, but it helps a little. But it also, like I said, anytime there's a repetitive sound, a car revving or bass in a song, like when someone's got the bass cranked up, it hurts my ears so bad. So hopefully, I can, and it, so I'm going to carry them with me. And if I'm in scenarios where I realize I may be going into those kind of things, I'll put them in and see how they work. So I'll talk about it more, I'm sure, as time goes on. But for the short amounts that I've worn them so far, they do seem to make a difference. So if you're somebody out there who has, some of the issues, like if you have, I can't think of what it's called. There's another thing too. It's not just like it's, oh man, I cannot remember what it is called. It's bugging me. But anyway, to where you're essentially, it feels like you're being overstimulated by sound, So to where just little sounds can just drive you absolutely crazy. So if you have anything like that or misophonia or whatever, it's, you might look into these. If you just type in Calmer, like on the internet, or Calmer earplugs, something like that. I forgot the company that they're made by. It's actually, let me see if I can. Oops. They're made by Flare Audio, Flare. And, so maybe, look into those as you may, they have 2 sizes in them. And the coolest part for me is that they're kind of clear. So when they're in your ears, you can't really see them, so it's not like you're wearing little black, or red or something like that. So, and they go pretty far in your ear. They have a little thing on there that you hold while you push them into your ear, essentially, to seat them. And that also, that allows you to pull them back out and stuff. So, but anyway, that was pretty exciting to get those, because I've been dealing with this for so many years that I've just wanted something. And it was like, I was thinking about buying a good set of noise canceling earphones or earbud type, or, AirPods, those kind of things, in hopes that maybe those would work, So hopefully these will work, because it's a much cheaper alternative than spending $200 on earbuds, So, yeah.
Absolutely. No, I mean, that's exciting. If that
Yeah.
helps you, go for it, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen my reactions to this, and you've seen how it affects me. It sucks. And, there's no, I can't stop that feeling is the problem. Like, I don't blame others most of the time, because most people aren't trying to do anything that, that hurts my ears or something like that. But it's just, but I also can't help my response. So, yeah, I'll, maybe I'll find a link and I'll throw it in the show notes. We don't, I'm not advertising for them as far as, like, we don't get any sort of a kickback, anything like that from it. I'm just, just talking about it because it might be something that could help other people, and, deal with something that's really annoying and painful. So, yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else this week. I mean, other than we had a couple really nice days here. Those were nice. I got outside. It was so weird, though, because we had one day that was like 85, and you go outside, and if you didn't hold on to something, you basically get blown away. And then the next day it was 82, 83, something like that. But it was humid. The first day there was like no humidity. Day 2, it was like I walked outside and I'm like, ooh, wow, this air is heavy, And immediately my sinuses, like my nose just closed right up as soon as I went outside the second day, because we went to get pizza up the road. And I was like, whoa, and we turned the air on, and then I was okay. But it was still, it was so nice to have, that warmth again, not that it's been cold. I mean, it's been decent, except for like a 3-day stretch that we had. So,
Yeah, except for the little bit of snow.
yeah.
Other than that, it's been perfect.
Yeah, like I said, we had 3 days that kind of stunk there, and then, but around it's been like 60 or above almost every day. So it's, it's been pretty nice. But it was just nice to have that. Just, it felt like summer, it just, and there's just something about it to where I think it's kind of like we're hitting a little of this perfect storm where, there's vaccines and things are kind of easing up as far as restrictions are going, and things are opening, and now, hey, there's this warm weather and the sunshine, to where it kind of all in one thing. It feels really hopeful, kind of a thing. It just feels like we're emerging from something, which we are, winter and, everything else. So, that was kind of nice. As far as like, depression goes, mine's been pretty good, actually. I mean, as far as I haven't had any real down days. Anxiety is a different story, especially that humid day, because anytime it gets humid, my anxiety rockets. So I had to take some of my medicine that day a little bit, but, and my brain's just going, I've been having trouble falling asleep again because my brain just won't shut off. So,
Oh, that sucks.
yeah. But again, I usually go through that when it starts to warm up. You know, it's like, you know, like your body's got to adjust to that feeling. So, you know, what are you going to do?
That's the same thing. I get you.
Yeah. And I've talked, like, my therapists have told me that that's extremely common with people, you know, so it makes sense. But there's other stuff too, you know, like my money's getting tight again. And, you know, as I've talked on here many, many times, when money starts getting tight, I start getting anxious.
For sure.
You know, like I keep going back and forth on decisions as far as like whether I want to do school or trying to come up with a plan for my life. And I'm just kind of in a swirl of stuff. That's why it's like, I think right now is a great time for me to get into a therapy session, you know,
Right. For sure.
because I need, you know what it is? I need a tour guide. You know,
Yeah.
I need somebody to get out in front of me with that machete and kind of hack away some of the debris and different stuff that's, you know, clouding my vision here. So,
Mhm.
not that they do it necessarily. You know, I still end up doing the clearing, but they at least help me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it's tough right now to get appointments and to get appointments that'll keep.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
But, you know, whatever. Overall, you know, like I said, things have been pretty decent this week, so I can't really complain about a whole lot. You know, it's like I said, it's just things are feeling decent at the moment. So anytime they do, there's only one thing you can do, which is just ride them out, right? You know, like the hardest part for me is to not try to look ahead and go, okay, when's it going to end? You know, it's, you know,
Right.
it's similar to like, you know, when you watch the weather, right? Like you'll have some gorgeous days and you're like, okay, the first thing the meteorologist will talk about or whatever will be like, when's our first rain? When's our first snow? Or when's our first what, you know, like, and it's like, do you have to have that attitude? That's not helping. But that's literally what I live like a lot of the time, you know, and fight with is trying not to be that, you know, waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which is really hard for me to do because I'm not good at it. I am not good at just riding the wave, you know, being, you know, okay in the present. That's not my style. My style is, you know, I got to look for the, you know, like look for, you know, where I'm going to crash basically. So, yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I got. So,
All right, cool beans. We do not have a topic tonight, folks. We're probably going to have a little bit of a shorter show, because quite frankly, I was up at 4:30 this morning. So,
yeah. Well, we also don't have Heno here. If Heno came in and was talking about his week, we'd probably pretty close to fill the hour. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're just going to make a little bit of a quick show. Are you good, Brian?
yeah, I think so. Like I said, I can't think of anything else I wanted to add. So,
All right, awesome. Well, folks, we haven't covered a lot of topics this week, or this episode, but we do have a lot to talk about still. So, if you'd like to continue the conversation with us, we love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at thecrazylifepodcast.weebly.com is our website. The Crazy Life Podcast at outlook.com is our email address. If you'd like to talk to me direct, feel free to reach out to me on the Twitters at Jen's Crazy Life. That's Jen with a G. And Brian, how can they find you?
you can find me on Twitter at Stunami. You can find this show on Twitter at The Crazy Life Pod, where I post when new episodes go up. Sorry, I'm trying to get my dang mail.
No worries.
My template to load so that I can make sure I don't miss anything. Where was I? Jeez, I'm all thrown off with Heno not being here. Well, there we go. If you want to find Heno on Twitter, he's at Ida Heno, or at Heno Heiter on Facebook. if you want to follow him over there. Please check out his other podcast, which is at MTN Pod on Twitter. The last episode I know they put up was them talking about the movie Spy. That's the Melissa McCarthy, Paul Feig vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just listened to that the other night. And yeah. So my other podcast can be found at salty_language on Twitter or at saltylanguage.com. That show's not safe for work. It's just me and my best friend just talking about all sorts of stuff. This week we talked about the new Mortal Kombat movie, stupid gender reveal thing, some video games, and just stuff like that. A lot of it I think was more pop culture this week, but please go check that out. We are part of the Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. And please go check out the other shows on that network. And also, if you're looking to start a show, it's a great place to contact Mark and his team over there. And they're really good at helping people get a show going. So,
nice.
And I believe they're looking to grow a little bit at the moment, too. So, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube show or a podcast or anything like that, hit him up. And he's a super nice dude too. So we've had him on The Enthusiasts before, and I actually we're working on maybe talking with him again. So
very cool.
Yeah. If you haven't already, please rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and please share the show with your friends to help us grow a little bit. We would greatly appreciate that. And then, of course, if you need help or, are struggling, please reach out. There's all sorts of resources out there for you and people out there willing to help you. So please, please, please reach out. Also, please check on your friends. Make sure they're still doing okay. Or somebody you haven't talked to in a while or something along those lines. Just see how people are doing. And then, of course, as always, I plead with everybody to please be kind to one another. Please try not to be judgmental of others. Please just be really nice. Even if you're out and you're a pro-mask person and you see somebody without, don't get mad at them. Just worry about you in that time and whatever. Please don't, we just don't know what other people are dealing with. So please don't be a person that makes other people's days worse. Just please be kind and help out others if and when you can as well. So, I guess that's it. Just be nice.
Hey, it's super easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Choose kindness.
Yep.
Everything's a choice. You can do what you want to do, but just choose kindness, please. With that, go out there and have the best week you possibly can. And spread the love, not the COVID. Get your shots if you can. And don't forget to wiggle those toes.